Welcome, guys. Welcome. So we're looking at Prelude 3, solving one variable equations, and we're looking at solving equations with distribution, right? Our standard is AREI3, which is solving equations and also simplifying at the same time, right? We're solving and simplifying. In this learning objective, we'll learn how to solve equations that require distributive property and combining like terms. So can you solve this equation right there? 2x plus 8 plus 3x minus 6 equals 37. Right? It looks a little bit different from the last one. Can you solve it? What would be your first step? What do you guys think? So the first step, right? Usually we get rid of these singles here, but there's two of them. And there's two variables. So what do we do with them? Right? So first thing we need to do is right here. There's step 1, which is to simplify, right? Which means distributing and combine like terms if you need it. In this case, we do need it. So our first step in order to solve this equation is we need to combine like terms. So we have our 2x and our positive 3x. So remember that positive sign in the front, or if it's a negative, you take the negative, you take the sign with it. So 2x plus 3x, 5x. And then you go to the next one. So we have constants, we have positive 8 and negative 6. Put that together. So 8 minus 6 is 2. So we have a positive 2. Bring that down. So we have equals 37, still on the right. And we just bring it down. Now we have a two-step equation that we can solve that we did last time, right? So this one, we're going to get rid of the constant first. First thing you do, get rid of this constant. So minus 2, we do the opposite of plus 2. And then we do it to both sides of the equation. Right, so when we subtract 2 is going to cancel that. Bring down what we have left, which is the 5x. Right, bring that down. 37 minus 2 is going to be 35. And then we have 5x equals 35. We can solve that by just dividing by 5, right? So if we divide by 5, divide by that coefficient, whatever is in front of the x or whatever is in front of your variable, divide it so that we can isolate that variable. So now we're just left with x. So we left with x equals 35 divided by 5 is 7. So this equation would be 7. Right? So when you have more longer problems like this, you just combine like terms and then do the same process of solving equations. And so example number 2, so we have solve, now it looks different. So 8 parentheses 7 minus y minus 6 equals negative 74. So first, let's see what we got. So first, right, simplify. So we want to be simplifying first as much as we can. And we have the parentheses there. So we're going to try to get rid of that parentheses. One way is by distributing, right? So we're going to distribute our 8 first to both our 7 and our negative y. So 8 times 7 is 56. And then 8 times negative y is going to be negative 8y. The minus 6 just comes down. And then the minus 74 just comes down. Right, and that's the equals in the middle. So our first step is, given this equation, we're going to distribute the 8 to the 7 minus y. And we just did that. Next step, we're going to look at it. And what do? We still have constants. We still have these two constants out here. We want to put them together to simplify it. Right? So we're going to combine like terms. So combine like terms and see what we got. So we got negative 8y. Remember the signs, right? So negative 8y. Let's bring it down. Then we look at what else we have. We have our constant 56 and our constant negative 6. So we're going to combine that on the left side. So 56 minus 6 is going to be positive 50. Bring down the rest. So we have equals negative 74. There's nothing on the right, so accept a number, so we just bring down the number. Okay, so we subtract 50 is going to be our next one because we have a positive 50, right? So we're going to get rid of that 50. So subtract 50. Get rid of the constant first to eliminate the constant. Then we're going to bring down what we have left, which is negative 8y. So bring that down. Negative 8y equals, and then negative 74 minus 50, right? Two negatives. When you add them together, they're just going to combine, right? You have all negatives put together. All bad guys just come together. They're going to combine. So you have negative 124. Then we have negative 8y. So we want to get rid of that coefficient in front of y. So we're going to divide by that number. Negative 8. Negative 8. It's going to cancel out. So our y is going to be equal to our fraction. So negative 124 over negative 8. Can we divide that? All right, so negative 124. Can we divide into a whole number? Or do we get a decimal? If we check that, we're going to get a decimal. So we can't use a decimal. So we need to just simplify our fraction. Right, so we have 124 over 8 is going to be positive because two negatives divided each other is a positive. And we can simplify this. We can divide the top by 4, divide the bottom by 4. And then we're going to get 31 over 2. And that's going to be our fraction. So when y equals 31 over 2, the equation is a true statement. Example number 3, right here. It's going to go through it real quick. So now you have two different parentheses. So now we want to simplify it first, right? So we just distribute the 3, distribute the 3 here, distribute the 5. Then we have our next line, combine like terms, and we have a two-step equation. Get rid of the constant, do the opposite, divide by the coefficient, and we get our answer. All right, so let's do a couple examples for the homework. Okay, A, so we have 7x plus 10 minus 5x plus 20 equals 18. So if you want to, you can draw a line. You don't have to draw this, but you can. All right, so first combine like terms. We have 7x and negative 5x. Start with the variable. So 7 minus 5 is 2. So we have 2x. And then we go to the constants, 10 and positive 20. That's going to add. So 10 plus 20 is 30. So we have equals 18 on the right. Now we have a two-step equation, right? Let's simplify it. Makes it a lot easier. So I'm just going to subtract 30 to both sides to get rid of that 30. Bring down the 2x equals, so 18 minus 30 is going to be negative 12. Then we just divide by the coefficient in front of the x. Divide. Then we're left with x equals negative 6. Simple as that. Bam. Okay, next one. Same thing. So I've got our variables on the right now with a parentheses. Same thing. Distribute, combine like terms. Right? So 3 times 2p. 3 times 2 is 6. Right? With the p, 6 p's. Then we go 3 times, oh, what number is this? Is it 7 or negative 7? Always take the signs, right? So that's a negative 7. So 3 times negative 7 is going to be negative 21. Okay? So remember that. So take the signs. And then negative p comes down. So bring down negative p. And then the left side is 24. So we just distribute 3 first. Bring everything down. Then we're going to combine like terms. So you have 6p and negative p on the right. So 6 minus, remember this is a 1p. So 6 minus 1 is 5. So we got 5 p's. Negative 21 has no friends. Bring it down. And then 24, bring it down on the left side. Then we can start solving. So on the variable side, we're going to get rid of that constant first. So we're going to do the opposite. We're going to add 21, right? Inverse operations. So we do it to both sides. So we have 24 plus 21 is going to be 45 equals 5p, because we just brought that down. And now we have a coefficient, right? Whenever you have a coefficient, find your variable, divide it, right? At the end, divide. So divide by 5 to get rid of that 5. And then we end up with just p on the right. 45 divided by 5 is 9. And to make it more proper, we just flip it around. So p is equal to 9, right? So our variable p is equal to 9. Part B. Okay, part C. Similar thing. Looks the same, right? So we have variables and parentheses. So we're just going to distribute. Right? So 5 times 4k, 20k. Okay, 5 times 4, 20. 5 times, remember this number again, it's negative. We keep the sign. 5 times negative 2 is going to be negative 10. Then we go to our next one. We have, remember, positive 7. We take that sign in front of the number 2. Belongs to it. So 7 times 4 is 28. So positive 28. 7 times, here again, right, negative 3k. So 7 times negative 3 is negative 21 with the k. So k's. Negative 21k. Then we're going to bring down 17, which is on the right side. And we can draw a line. Now we're going to combine like terms. That's the next step. Right, so we have 20k and negative 21k. 20 minus 21 is negative 1. So negative 1k. Then we go to our constants, negative 10 and positive 28. Negative 10 plus 28 is positive 18. Bring down the 17. Now we have a two-step equation. All right, get rid of this constant first. So minus 18 to cancel that out. Bring down the negative 1k equals negative 1. 17 minus 18 is negative 1. And we always divide by the coefficient at the end, right? Divide by negative 1. Whatever's there, it's divided. Divide by negative 1. So we have k is equal to negative 1 divided by negative 1, positive 1. And there you go. Okay? Whatever we have, we simplify it, combine like terms, then solve it. This one distribute and combine like terms, then solve it. This one distribute, combine like terms, and then solve it. Same process, right? Just adding one more step, simplification, before we start solving. Okay, guys, have a good one. Till next time.